Oh, look at that. We are live. It's
We're
just
live.
me and Jeff.
It's just us. There's nobody else, is there?
There's no one else because Kim started monkeying with her microphone right before we were supposed to record, and then she logged off. And I don't know if she's ever coming back. Oh,
No.
there she is.
I know you can see me in there.
Yeah, at 3:59:59, Kim said, "Give me 1 minute," and then
disappeared.
And then vanished.
Spoke into 9 microphones and then disappeared.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Hey, everybody. It is great that you're all here. We are live. We are streaming.
It's Wednesday. Adam, it's 4 of the clock.
It's Wednesday. It's 4 p.m. And that means you, Kim, don't even like sports.
Yeah, you guys just said that I don't like sports, and you guys don't even like sports. I'm mad.
Wow.
I am mad. And Oliver, thank you. Kim hype.
Kim,
what
does Zach Wilson play for?
The Jets.
Very good. I just told you that, though.
When did you just tell me that?
That was a macro aggression on Kim's point, by the way.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm
going to burn down both your houses.
Ooh, like the talking heads.
You don't know where I live.
How do you know that?
House.
How do I know the talking heads?
No, that I don't know where Adam lives. I know where Adam lives. I've been following him for the better part of 9 years.
Joke's on you. I don't leave the house.
I know. You're very easy to follow.
If you've been following me, you must think I still live in Burbank, because that's the last time I went out and did shit. Hey, everyone. Welcome to You Don't Even Like Sports Live. I'm Adam Todd Brown. Who else is
Jeff
here?
May. It's me, Jeff May. You don't even like sports.
I'm Kim Kroll.
Kim
so
Cross?
Happy to be back.
We missed you.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Oh, are we being
Kim,
nice
you brought
now?
presents?
You brought presents. Yeah, Kim brought.
What'd you get us?
All presents.
The only thing I can think of is either some dignity or a dead mouse, and I don't know which one's funnier.
Well, those are two very specific things. Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like most of your gift giving you've learned from your cat.
Yeah, sounds like it.
My cats have never given me dead animals. Knock on wood. I don't think I want it, but I am a little hurt that Henry never did and Lucy hasn't.
Doesn't your current cat not like you that much, though?
She likes me. She just doesn't like
Kim.
She doesn't like other humans.
Oh, I see. I
see.
It took me a while for my roommate's cat to sort of warm up to me, and now whenever she hangs out with me, it's just the best. Like I'll be here and she'll like walk up and she'll be like, "You could pet me for a second if you want." And I'll be like, "Yeah, let's do that."
Oh wow, I can show live viewer comments. I didn't realize that.
Anyway. I was like, "What? Why does the screen keep changing?" I like that your roommate's cat likes you.
Well, we wouldn't go so far as to say she likes me. She does tolerate me.
Sure. Hey, should we talk about sports? I mean, just barely.
Yeah.
Up first, obligatory tennis news. We always kick off
tennis hype.
I'm sorry I came in hot and made fun of tennis. It's fine. Tennis is great.
Yeah, things got really contentious backstage when Kim was making fun of tennis.
Yeah, it's fine.
It won't happen again, sir.
It's my favorite.
Sure won't.
It's only my favorite sport. Yeah, Kim asked if she could cut some of the tennis stuff in the notes and add stuff about the Denver Broncos. Big Broncos news happening right now.
They got rid of Jerry Jeudy.
And this has been Denver Broncos news, everybody.
And Justin Simmons. And now Russell Wilson's with the Steelers.
Oh, don't complain about that. You were complaining so much about Russell Wilson. You can't.
Oh, I don't want Russell Wilson to be with us.
I'll add the cat came over to get pets just as I was talking about her. And that feels pretty good.
What's the cat's name?
Callie.
Oh.
So, tennis news. We always start with it.
Yeah.
Indian Wells is happening right now. It's the only major-esque tennis tournament in California. There's other tournaments, but it's the biggest one.
Why aren't you going to be there?
Because I just got back from Costa Rica, and tennis tournaments are not free.
They're not?
Yeah, I would not have money to go spend a week in the desert in California.
Adam,
how much are
for us? It will be free.
Probably, yeah. I could get a press pass, I'm sure.
How much is it to get into a tennis game match?
it's a lot of money. Like tickets are, I mean, anywhere from $50 to $500. And
Huh.
it's also it's happening right now. So
Yeah.
it's not
We
like,
wouldn't have a show if that was the case. Adam would be having to record this in the stands, and he'd probably get hushed.
and I would also, I mean, the tournament's been going for a while. So it's not like tickets are super easy to get still.
I
Oh.
think they would be for us.
Yeah, that's true. Again, press pass for me. So Indian Wells, it's a Masters 1000 event. And I think we all know what that means. That means it's not a major, it's not a grand slam, but it's just a step below it. It is the next tier under the majors. The 1000 refers to how many points you get if you win in the tennis rankings. If you win a major, you get 2000. So not a major tournament, but it's still a big deal. And also, this was Novak Djokovic's first time playing at Indian Wells since 2019.
Welcome back, Novaks.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's anti-vax or like
He's
lied about having something.
no, that was Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers, yeah.
Novak Djokovic, he's anti-vax, but not in not in the Aaron Rodgers way. He's
Yeah.
just weird about, like, I feel like Novak Djokovic is anti-medicine. Like he's one of those Tom Brady types who just operates differently when it comes to how he takes care of his body.
I was thinking about that, and I do feel like Tom Brady might not have gotten vaxxed. Like it does seem like we just didn't talk about it. Like he doesn't talk about anything really. So like Aaron Rodgers, that dude can't shut up. But I like secretly feel like Tom Brady was not taking the jab.
Yeah, I looked it up and read that he did, but that could be lies, you know?
Yeah, that's the Tampa spin factory.
But
Yeah.
did not Djokovic? I'm so bad at names.
Novak Djokovic?
Djokovic. Okay, I'm like literally reading. It's right in front of me. Did he openly not get? I just remember my old roommate's a really big tennis fan, and he told me. And I used to date a guy who played semi-pro or something, and they talked about him. And from my understanding, he did get the vaccine, but he didn't think everyone should have to, or it was like this shouldn't be.
He absolutely did.
He didn't get it.
That's why he didn't play
Australia.
Indian Wells. Yeah, he hasn't been able to play
5 years.
Yeah, even I think it's a little nuts that he wasn't allowed to play in 2022 because there were like full crowds. There were no real COVID protocols, but there were just still like travel things in place that made it so he could not play unvaccinated. But if you were unvaccinated and didn't have to travel to the United States, you could still play at Indian Wells last year. So it is weird that he wasn't allowed to play there last year, but he was allowed to play this year. People were very excited. Came back.
Do you think it's because they were just like, you're an asshole? Like it kind of seems like an asshole tax.
Like maybe they're like, oh, finally we have a reason to not let him be here for a little while.
I'm like, fuck you, dude. You're a fucking jerk.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not, but I guess it could be. I mean, the US just still had COVID restrictions in place that I think a lot of us didn't know about because we weren't traveling to the United States from other countries.
And we were vaccinated.
Yeah. And so Novak Djokovic, he's getting older, but he is still the best player in tennis. He's
because I'm not there.
He's well, because I'm not there. Yeah. I'm the actual world's number one. It's just they keep it under wraps.
You two should play in a tennis match.
Oh, that would not be good.
Some night, late at night, we'll all wear only black and I will referee. So I will wear white and you two one of you will have to wear different colors so I can keep track of the teams.
Yeah, I don't know how else you would tell me and Jeff apart. Colors. You put me and Jeff in a leather jacket. It's like, holy shit. Which one of you is not Scott Baio?
Yeah. To be fair though, my skin tone does glow in the dark, so it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Jeff does burst into flames in the sun. I forgot about that part.
That's why we're going to be doing it at night.
Oh, sure. Well, I burst into flames at night. So
Adam, you should have
that was
tennis courts near your place.
Yeah, that would be. I'll see if they'll install some. They better not turn them into basketball courts. That's an
Oh,
inside.
because of your racist neighbors.
Yeah, I have
Um,
racist neighbors.
What?
It's a long story. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
But yeah, Novak Djokovic finally came back to Indian Wells. People were very excited. He was cruising through the early rounds and then got to the third round where he had to play Luca Nardi, who was an Italian player currently ranked number 123 in the world. So people were like, yeah, Novak Djokovic is going to smoke this kid. And nope,
scrub.
big old upset. Luca Nardi won 6-4, 3-6, 6-3. That means the match went to 3 sets. Luca Nardi won 2 of those sets. It's not impressive just because he's ranked outside the top 100. He got into the tournament as a lucky loser, which means
What's a lucky loser?
that means you lost in the qualifying rounds, but then someone who won in the qualifying rounds got hurt and had to withdraw. So you were invited to replace them. Those
Do you wanna-
people. What?
So you know how I learned about the existence of the lucky loser?
John Daly.
American Gladiators.
Oh,
They
wow.
used to have people there, like somebody would get injured and they'd be like, "Well, this guy, he was our alternate because he was just getting close."
Oh, yeah.
And so that's how I learned. So I learned how like a legitimate sport tournament thing happens
Yeah.
through American Gladiators.
It also came up on the John Daly season of the podcast because he won. That's how he won his first major golf tournament. And in his case, he was like the 9th alternate. And
Oh,
just
wow.
all sorts of shit happened and all these players had to drop out. And John Daly got in and won his first tournament. But normally a lucky loser just gets wrecked as soon, like first, second match. But Luca Nardi, this is how rare it is. He is the 6th person in history to be a lucky loser and beat the world number 1 at a Masters 1000 event.
Goat. He's goated
Oh,
now.
I love that. How old is Luca?
Very young. I think he's 21.
He is
Oh.
11 years old.
How old is Djokovic?
I think Djokovic is 36 or 37.
Oh, washed up. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
that's a big
I'm
stretch.
40.
That thing where I remember watching that documentary about George Foreman entering back and all the people, all the like sports
Yeah.
commentators are like, can this old dusty piece of shit do anything at all? And he's like 6 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there just being like, oh God.
Yeah, that's sports all the time now. Like at my age, it's just constantly hearing 30-year-olds being described like senior citizens. It's great. It's real great. So yeah, Nardi is the 4th lowest ranked player to ever beat a number 1 at a Masters event, which that was very cool. And that was the only tennis news in the notes until today. Another upset at Indian Wells. Emma Navarro, an American player.
Hell
beat
yeah.
The world number 2, Arina Sabalenka, who
You
is,
love her.
she is my favorite player, but also I've explained it before, very nationalist when it comes to tennis. So Arina Sabalenka is my favorite player, but if she's playing an American, oh, that commie bastard has to go down. That's what's happening.
Oh, wait. You're nationalist when it comes to her,
Yes.
not
Yeah,
her. I was like, how is she national? Okay, it's you. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, I always want the American player to win, which that's a normal thing.
Well, that's
Wait,
interesting too.
Sabalenka is Ukrainian.
Sabalenka is Belarusian.
Which is the one that wouldn't shake hands with the Russian, the Ukrainian?
Alina Svitolina will
Oh.
not shake hands with Russian players.
How
unless-
could I have blown it
Yeah.
so
fuck?
egregiously on this show?
Yeah. How'd you mix those two up? That's crazy.
How could I mix Arena and Alina?
I'm
Foolishness.
impressed that you know all of these names, Adam. Like that. I know it's your favorite sport, but
Well, you got to think about how tennis works too. It's not like football where there's a million people on the field and everyone's wearing helmets. Like it's just 2 people and you see their face the whole time. So it's a lot easier to remember the individual players than it is with a team sport.
Like a Jedi duel. Think of it like a Jedi duel.
It's exactly like a Jedi duel, I think. I would argue.
Except for at the end, no one dies and they get 3 chances to play each other.
Arena Sabalenka died at the end of this match.
Yeah. No,
Oh, I would watch tennis if they murdered each other.
They put her
People
down
get
right there.
stabbed.
Oh, I would really get into tennis.
Yeah.
Hey, someone was talking and they brought up Coco Prampa, who the broad
Off.
that Coco.
Off?
Is this the broad you've talked about that you like a lot?
No, maybe you're talking about the other Coco who plays tennis. Go on.
Yeah, and someone said it, and I was like, I know who that is. And it stopped the room, and they looked at me, and I said, she plays tennis, and they were like, uh-huh. So, like we were saying, I was
That's
like,
real. I understood that reference.
I understand
Avengers.
that. I'm learning about tennis.
So
Yeah.
Arena got tanked.
Thank
huh?
you for letting me.
Yeah, Arena Sabalenka lost. And this is very promising news. One, for American tennis, because Emma Navarro has been playing great. She's beat a bunch of people recently, won a tournament recently. So that's all good. It's also great news for the children of billionaires in professional tennis, because right now, our second highest ranked women's U.S. player is Jessica Pegula, who is the daughter of the owner of the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. So she's hella rich, and she's been struggling a lot lately. She got bumped, I think, in the first or second round at Indian Wells. So it's good that Emma Navarro has come along and is playing so well, because Emma Navarro is the daughter of the guy who founded Credit One Bank. So
Perfect.
yeah, so you want like a billionaire representative in your sports as often as possible. And Emma Navarro coming along to fill those shoes that Jessica Pegula is probably going to leave empty when she retires, because she never wins tournaments.
She never wins anything. She was born with a turd spoon in her mouth.
Yeah.
She
I
can't catch a W.
Yeah, it'd be nice if either of these kids caught a break sometime, but keep waiting. All right, fine. We can stop talking about tennis now.
I enjoyed it very much. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Kim,
Yeah.
Jeff, how you
Adam.
two holding up?
Okay. I read that in the notes and I wanted
How
to
you
be
doing?
like,
How are you
What's-
doing?
when did you write these? In the middle? I picture you in the middle of the night writing these notes, like with a cigar hanging out of your mouth, like,
Well, I just know how emotional you both were when Jason Kelsey retired, because I know you both love NFL linemen and follow their career enough.
I do
to
love how
argue
you
with
have.
me when I say no one really cared about Jason.
I
Kelsey.
love how much you've warped that conversation.
I don't, I think Jeff and I just said, oh, he seems like a nice guy. I think that was like,
No, I
Go
said
back and
that
look,
he
you were
is.
both like, he's the greatest center of all time.
Well, I
don't
am
think I
saying
said
that
that.
he is. No, I did, and I stand by it. He is a personality for sure, but he is also one of the greatest centers who ever lived.
And that is
I get that.
absolutely not why we care about him. This, I put it in the notes, is a hill I am willing to kill 1,000.
But here's the thing: is like
oh
what you're
my
saying.
God,
but
1,000 people?
Mhm.
my thing about that though is it's like, even if it's not the reason people are starting to pay attention, it is a reason to keep attention and care.
Keep
Also,
attention. I'm never going to think about Jason Kelsey again.
You sure
mean-
are, because he's clearly
See, here's my thing.
yeah, you got more of notes than
Yeah, and they're about Fletcher Cox, because I feel like Fletcher Cox proves my point. Like, I get Jason Kelsey's a personality that people like.
Yeah.
I do not believe either of you cared about him as a football player at any point.
no, I don't give a shit about
In
the fucking
history.
Eagles.
Well, you don't give a shit about offensive linemen. No
oh yeah,
one
I agree with you.
does.
I don't give
yeah.
a shit about any player that doesn't play on the team I care about in reality. Like, I don't really care.
And
I
you're
might
a-
know who they are, but I
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
And you're absolutely right. I had no idea who Jason Kelsey was until this whole Travis Kelsey and that whole thing. You're
That
right.
was my whole point.
But
That
I
was my
like
whole-
him.
From-
But like But how many people have you
regionally-
learned about through something else? And then you're like, oh, hey, I really like that guy. Now I'm going to follow that guy. Like, that's
Yeah, but
how
that wasn't-
most fandom starts.
That was not my point. My point was people were pretending, oh, we care about Jason Kelsey because of his accomplishments on the field. And that's why he gets a teary-eyed press conference that ESPN cuts to in the middle of their normal programming. Meanwhile, Fletcher Cox also just retired.
But also, I don't think I ever claimed to really care about Jason Kelsey.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the world at large. Or maybe I'm making up that we all have started pretending we care about NFL centers.
No, it's not. But what you're ignoring or pretending isn't happening is that people are like, I like this guy. He's an interesting personality. Then they look at him and be like, oh my God, this guy is
Great football player.
Like, he's an unbelievable player. That obviously wasn't in my purview because I'm not from fucking Philadelphia.
Right.
But like, centers are essentially the second captains of offense, like
that's
behind the quarterback.
Yeah, that's a thing you would say if you were on a football team. Like me and you just talked a couple weeks ago about the best offensive lineman of all time, Tony Munoz. And what did you say when I said he's the best offensive lineman all time? He played on
I
offense.
don't even remember what he played.
Yeah, you
I
said
thought
he
he was
played on
defense, yeah.
offense. We don't care about centers. Like, and that was my whole point is I get that people care about Jason Kelsey, but just don't pretend it's because you cared about him as a football player. Like, name your face. Like, no one cares about the center unless he's fucking up. That's it.
Wait,
Like-
I can highlight comments too?
I don't know.
Maybe Adam gave me a permission that he's going to regret on the.
So I'm a bottom and I don't have permission?
And see, here's the thing. If all this attention Jason Kelsey's getting is truly because he was so great at his position,
it's one of the reasons. Yes, one of.
where is Fletcher Cox's teary-eyed press conference?
Is-
Where are people clamoring about the loss of Fletcher Cox? Is it just because Jason Kelsey was so dominant at his position and played his entire career?
Can I ask you a question about Fletcher Cox?
Sure.
Tell me about him as a person. Where would if you want him to get as much attention as Jason Kelsey, tell me about that.
That's what I'm saying. Jason Kelsey doesn't get attention for his play.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey gets attention for his personality.
But I think you learn about Jason Kelsey and then you learn about him and how great he is. And then you look at his stats and you're like, oh, and also he's a really good football player. That's
right. And again,
yeah, I think
whole
that's
point is who he is as a person.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not celebrating Jason Kelsey as a player.
but he's a good player.
And they are all they want. But unless you're a fucking Eagles fan, you don't give a shit about Jason Kelsey.
Sure. But also, like, who gives a shit about Tom Brady's personality, right? It's only really about his skill.
No, I really
Nobody's
like
like-
Tom Brady. I like his personality.
Really?
I don't know. Florida Tom Brady was my
it's-
favorite.
It's just one of those things where, like, Tom Brady existed in this thing where he was just floating in a tub of goo until they would bring him out to throw fucking footballs and stuff. I get that. Like, people get attention for various reasons. It doesn't diminish the fact that people are extremely talented in a thing. I understand that. I understand that Fletcher Cox also retired and that he didn't get the same thing Jason Kelsey did. I don't know the relationship that Fletcher had with Philadelphia. I know that he was a defensive tackle, not a center. Not that's a huge thing.
He has the exact same relationship with Philadelphia that Jason Kelsey had. He just doesn't have a famous brother who's dating Taylor Swift.
But
And
they were
that is my
no.
whole point.
mm,
Do we know that though? Do you
First of all,
actually know that
can I
that's
say,
the
though-
same relationship?
Like, can we leave Taylor out of this? Because actually, Travis Kelsey was famous way before Taylor
Yeah, but
Swift.
you
He had a
can't
reality
read it.
show.
Taylor,
I had a friend
Jason
from
Kelsey-
Philly who was on the
Jason
reality show.
Kelsey was famous before Taylor Swift. Why?
He had a reality show.
Because of Travis Kelsey.
Oh yeah, Travis. No, I said Travis Kelsey was famous before
Travis Kelce
Taylor
is
Swift.
the reason we care about Jason Kelsey. It's
Yeah.
not because he was a great center.
No,
Okay,
he's the
That's
reason
all I was saying. That's
he's
all
the
I was
reason
saying.
we know about Jason Kelsey.
Here's the thing, Kim. You
that's
cannot
worse.
say, can we leave Taylor out of this? You just can't. Because no, the answer is no, you can't.
But I'm saying no, but you understand what I'm saying though. Travis had his own thing before Taylor came along.
Yeah,
I knew who
everyone's
Travis
their own
Kelce was.
person and existing and moving forward and doing that. Like
He was
totally
his
get
own
that.
famous person, popular amongst non-football people before Taylor Swift. Yes.
Yeah, but
You
that's
can
he's
say
the
no to that,
reason-
but I know people who knew him, and I know people who watched that
all
show.
right.
So
But also at the same time, you cannot pretend that he's maintained the exact same amount of fame.
no, of
since
course
he has
not.
started.
Don't
No, he
don't
went
be
into this
condescending. Of
strategy.
course not. Of
So
course
then-
not.
So obviously Taylor's a massive part of it. Like
Yeah,
Taylor
but
is. She
I
is
knew
a
who
massive-
Travis Kelce was before he started dating Taylor Swift. That's
Now-
why I was so excited they started dating, because I think
Can I
he's
ask
a nice
Can
guy.
I ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
Did you
Why
know
are we
who
all so
Jason-
mad?
Did you know who Jason Kelce was before Travis Kelce?
No.
That's
Now,
all I'm saying. That's
I would
all
like
Yeah,
to-
I don't
I
think
would
I'm
like to
disagreeing
add,
with
though,
you.
That's something that's important is like, how do you know that Jason Kelce and Cox had the same relationship with the city of Philadelphia? Like
That's
we
a good
don't like
question.
Fletcher
some
Cox-
athletes have really great relationships with the city that they're in, and some are like, I'm just here to play the game. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do it well. That's
So
like
you're honestly telling me Jason Kelsey's getting all this attention because he was a great player who has a relationship with Philadelphia and not because of Travis Kelce?
no,
I'm not
honestly
saying that at all.
believe
Kim's not
Am
saying
I-
that at all.
But for the speech, who knows? Because I don't know what he means to the Eagles organization in the same way. I don't know how they treat him. It's the same thing as like David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, right?
But
David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, both exceptional players, both star players. David Ortiz's relationship with the city of Boston, fantastic. He was very much a man of the city. Manny
Yeah.
Ramirez was there to collect a check and get the fuck out of there.
that's
Like-
not Fletcher Cox. Fletcher
Well-
Cox has played all 12 of his years with the Eagles.
Okay.
He went to the Pro Bowl every year from 2015 to 2020. He was
Hell
named
yeah.
the NFL's all-decade team for the 2010s. He and Aaron Donald are like the two most dominant linemen in football for the 2010s. He meant a shit ton to Philadelphia, and he got a highlight video on YouTube and an Instagram post. And Travis
fair.
Kelce gets cut to when he announces he's retiring as if we care.
People do, though. It brought ratings. People do care.
Literally,
It's
I don't
about
live in
ratings.
Philadelphia. I'm not connected to the Philadelphia sports media or the media in general, so I don't know what the relationship is between the city. I'm not saying talent and skill. That has fucking little to do with the relationship of a city.
That has a lot to do with
But it's
the
also,
No,
but
because
it's also ratings. It's a business. Like we don't know who Fletcher Cox is. ESPN knows we know who Jason Kelce is, so they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this big deal about him retiring. Is it fair? No, but is it part of our world?
I just hate that people, when Jason Kelce announced it, were like, oh my God, the greatest center of all time. You don't give a shit. You
I don't
give a
think I
shit
said
the
that.
greatest center of all time is retiring.
It's fucking
No one
interesting,
cares
man.
about that.
You know what I thought? I hope they
interesting,
keep
but
doing that podcast. I like
What?
that pod. You know what I thought? Oh, good. More time for them to do that podcast. Him and Kelsey, they have a good podcast. But I wasn't like, oh my God. Huh?
I don't listen to podcasts.
I listen to podcast clips if they come along my feed in there. So
It's Instagram reels showing up across your search section.
yeah, so my For You page is the Kelsey brothers on their like Instagram and TikTok know me. I want to see those guys. But I think most people aren't like, who are you watching that everyone is like, this is the greatest center of all time and crying over a guy that you're right. Most of us didn't really
Nobody,
even
but
know or
people
care
were-
about.
People
until
were
a year ago.
pretending that's why they care about Jason Kelce, and I don't fucking buy it.
He also looks like a stuffed bear, and I think that really does appeal to the.
I would
the
like to
human
hug
populace.
him. I would like to hug
Yeah.
him.
No one will ever. I mean, unless you are the most diehard Eagles fan, like no
I mean-
one's going to convince me you actually cared about Jason Kelce.
Oh, I
I
know
will
a lot of
say
diehard
this.
Eagle fans. I think they did care. Have you ever met a
I just
Eagle
said
fan?
unless you are a diehard Eagles fan.
Oh, okay. I
I
thought you
think
said
the Super Bowl showed a lot of the American populace that this guy is unhinged in a very delightful way.
oh yeah.
That's the other thing too. Like he's.
I mean, I
like
can chug a
good-timing
beer in a
dude.
luxury suite. That's still not
Take your shirt off, brah.
like
The first
Yeah.
time you're meeting Taylor Swift, your brother's girlfriend?
Again,
yeah.
it has nothing to do with him as a player.
Can we leave Taylor Swift out of this, Kim?
I will kill you one day, and it will be bloody, and they will be finding pieces of you for years.
Pieces of you.
But I don't think it's a hill you need to die on here, because I think I at least agree with you.
I want him to die on that hill.
I was definitely not agreed with when I said no one cares about Jason Kelce as a player.
I mean, of course you care about him as a player.
I still disagree with that. I think the city of Philadelphia cared very much.
And I said I already said, unless you're a diehard Eagles fan,
which is most Eagle fans,
Kelce. But Jason Kelce is being treated like he's the fucking Tom Brady of centers. When here's the thing, the Tom Brady of centers doesn't exist. Tom Brady does cool shit. Centers block and snap the ball. That's why we don't care.
Why are you upset about Fletcher Cox? Did you learn a lot about him, and now you're sad he didn't get the limelight?
I already knew about Fletcher Cox. He's one of the best players in football.
Adam fucking loves Cox, Kim.
Yeah, why? A lot of people retired. Yeah, we got it.
There are people who watch sports that act like I watch a lot of football. I don't just watch my team. Like Fletcher Cox also plays a position that's fun to watch. Like defensive tackle is fun to watch. That's what Aaron
offensive lineman is not a very sexy place to be.
No, we just pretend it is when
it's
the lineman is related to Jason or Travis Kelce.
It's severely underrated, especially by fans. Like, doesn't care how good your fucking quarterback is. If you don't have a good center, you're going to get fucking pancaked every week.
Right. And you're right. We don't care. All right. Let's talk about something I really care about.
I feel like you really cared about that.
I mean, I don't care about it. I just think it's insane that people are like, oh my God, the greatest center of all time is retiring. Like, say what you want to say, which is, oh my God, Travis Kelce's brother plays football.
I like Travis Kelce's brother. I like Jason Kelce.
How do we keep coming back to this? That's my
because you put it in the notes.
Yeah, you put it in the notes, and apparently we can't take anything out of the notes. I wasn't going to take it out of the notes.
How much behind the scenes stuff are you putting into this? You also called yourself a bottom on camera, and everybody did not hear the beginning of that fucking conversation.
Are you talking about me?
What the fuck is she talking about? Yes, you.
Oh, yeah. I have no shame. I don't care.
Okay. So
let's talk about some violence.
Yeah, next week, top 25 Jason Kelce highlights. Kim,
okay.
Put them together. That's going to be next week's show. Jason Kelce. It's just going to be Jason Kelce either doing the tush push or snapping the ball.
Or taking his shirt off and jumping into out of a suite.
That's not football.
Yeah, so
the SEC Women's Championship game, I tried to get Jeff and Kim to watch it, but they simply do not like sports. South Carolina, currently the only undefeated team in NCAA Division I basketball, men's or women's, versus LSU, the defending NCAA champion. Fantastic game. South Carolina eventually won. But things got a little ugly near the end. Please tell me you both watch these videos.
Oh, buddy. Let me tell you, there is a person that you're going to bring into this that I was delighted to get a look at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch these videos. I worked today. I'm so sorry. I could.
So, all right.
Okay. I mean, the gist of it.
It's a 2-minute video. That's fine. So there was a big fight in the South Carolina LSU game. Fucking with just over 2 minutes to go, Ashlyn Watkins, she got in the player's face, player named Flau'jae Johnson. They got into it, but Ashlyn Watkins walked away, did the right thing. But then her teammate, Camila Cardoso, who is a 6'7" giant of a woman from Brazil, comes running in, pushes Flau'jae Johnson to the ground. All hell breaks loose. You had to be there.
I read the notes, though. I read it.
And so...
I'm sorry. Are you mad at me?
No.
Okay.
And so...
I desperately seek his approval, so...
The Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy fucking fight. And they had to finish the game with 5 players each because half of both teams got ejected.
That's
Uh,
so wild,
6-7.
right?
That's bananas.
When you see her showing up, like it feels like you're looking at her through binoculars.
That's
Like,
like
that is a tank of a woman.
like a door is 6'8", so she's 1 inch shorter than a door, like a standard door.
Yeah, it's more common in women's sports than you would think. Like
She's almost as tall as-
UCLA has a player right now named Lauren Betts who is 6'8" and looks like a fucking supermodel. It's nuts.
I picked up a woman at UCLA who had played for the basketball team, and she was like 6'11", and she was like one of the hottest women I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to put that information.
I'm like, how are you fitting in my car?
Yeah,
was
that's
other
the
thing
first.
Yeah, when
it's
Camila
exciting.
Cardoso pushed this girl, I was like, did she die? It looks like she might have died because she
She
got
pushed
pushed.
her soul out of her body.
She pushed her really fucking hard. It looked like Derrick Henry stiff arming a member of the Denver Broncos secondary.
It's like Doctor
you.
Strange just putting the palm in there and it just the soul
it's-
goes out.
It is nuts. She throws her. And that kind of sucks for South Carolina because now she is suspended for their next game, which is the opening round of the NCAA tournament. So that's bad.
Is that where we start doing the brackets?
Yes.
Can we do a bracket now?
Right now, no. The teams
No.
have
Oh,
not
we have
been
a show to
announced.
do.
Why would I mean this minute? What planet would I mean this minute, you two? There's no reason to do that.
Planet Earth.
I didn't
Welcome
say
to it.
because we're doing a show. I said no because they haven't been announced yet.
Oh, but when they are,
Yeah.
if you want me to get into it, I'll do it.
Yeah. We'll do brackets.
Oh
I
my
already said
God,
we were gonna do brackets.
I've never done brackets before.
I actually hate doing them. I would rather just watch the games and enjoy them. But
Same.
But you'll do it for me because I'm this excited.
I'll do it for the show. Sure.
And Kim Kroll.
If it was just the two of us, no.
Really?
No, I'm not. I fucking hate brackets. Ugh.
Ah, it's a
I like
childhood.
it's the same as fantasy sports. I prefer my sports without paperwork. Like I
Yeah.
don't have to do data entry to enjoy sports, you know?
I can't do fantasy because I'll just put all the Broncos on my team, and Broncos
Fantasy-
are very bad. So
Oh,
Fantasy
in that
problem.
case, let's do a fantasy league for money.
yeah, I can't do it.
Fantasy sports, when they first were like starting to be a thing like 20 something years ago, and I was like, you want me to like root for players not on my team? I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm not interested in doing that. I don't want to have to pick Derek Jeter on my fantasy baseball team because he's good. I want to hate him from afar because he plays for a team that's not the team where I was born.
Exactly.
Sports are wild. So this broad is ejected for how many games for starting this fight? Right when the tournament's going to start?
She's going to miss their opening round of the NCAA tournament.
Well, as long as they win the first
It's
one,
a
then
single elimination. So
yeah, it's
although they should get through, right? Like they're going up against probably a 16 seed.
Yeah, they should, but
And didn't you say they were the number 1 right now?
yeah.
Yeah,
but
so they didn't do that all because they
she
have some
might-
6-7 broad on the team. They
but
probably have a full
it's-
good team.
But I mean, having a presence in the post like her, like you're not going to just replace Camila Cardoso with like another 6'7" player. They don't have one. So it
They're
is
gonna have
a
to get
big
Juwanna Man.
deal.
It is a big deal. I'm just saying it's not a wash.
I feel like my Juwanna Man reference should have been appreciated a little bit more, but that's okay.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
But
that was more the problem.
you did a great job.
So the repercussions don't end with Camila Cardoso getting suspended for a game. If you watched the video, Jeff, you might have noticed that a man jumped over the scorer's table when this fight broke out. And I remember and he jumps and thankfully there was a cop very close to him, which that is probably the first time I've ever said, thankfully there was a cop.
Yeah, that was weird for me to hear.
But this cop was close enough that he kind of jumped at the same time and pushed the guy away. And I remember when I was watching it, I was like, who was this dude that thought he was just going to come down here and mix it up with all these women? It was the brother of the girl who got pushed to the floor.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of understand his motivation there, especially when you take into account his sister is 5'10" and was attacked by a woman who is 6'7".
She was attacked, but she attacked the other one first, right? She shoved
Ashlyn Watkins, but that's like, even when she shoved Ashlyn Watkins was like, whatever, and just walked back to the bench. Then Camila Cardoso comes in from like out
nowhere
and just throws her to the ground.
Yeah, you need an enforcer. She's on skates.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that this dude would jump over the table and then Camila Cardoso like gives him a rock bottom or some shit.
Yeah.
Like just immediately just lights this dude up. But I will also add, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, your sister's an athlete. Control yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a bad choice. I do feel like getting arrested for 3rd-degree assault and battery when all that happened was a cop pushed you away is a little extreme, but we'll see how it goes.
Getting that for the cop? You bumped into me when I was fucking arresting you.
That probably is what it is.
Good. So he'll be in jail for assaulting an officer.
Right.
We'd like to add, by the way, Coffee Pot Monster does say that he would like that they would like to thank us for telling them that fantasy leagues are bad, so they could drop out of fantasy league.
All right.
Wait, why don't I have power to do this, or am I just not knowing how to do it? I don't
It's
like
okay.
it. I don't like it.
Kim, we're men. No,
yes.
Yeah. You guys keep pointing that out in various ways. Go on.
Yeah, it's a male only feature on StreamYard. It's weird. I don't agree with it, but I don't make the software.
Don't ask why. Ask why chromosome.
Don't ask why. Try Bud Dry.
Remember Bud Dry?
Yeah, I do. I do remember Bud Dry. Kim,
what's Bud Dry?
Bud Dry.
Why ask why?
Yeah.
It was right around Bud Ice era.
Try Bud Butt.
I don't even know what Bud Ice is.
Did you not ever watch a commercial when you were a kid?
How many times do we have to go through this? I had a very weird childhood.
But they had some on those Broncos commercials. So this guy got arrested.
I don't know.
This guy got arrested. The two coaches handled this very differently. Dawn Staley, who is a legend of the sport, she took the South Carolina coaching job solely because she did not win a national championship in college, and she wanted to win a national championship. So she took a job coaching South Carolina Gamecocks. Woo! That's their team name, the Gamecocks.
Remember when
you always games that cock? You know what I'm saying?
Remember when they had, it was really popular in the 90s, like the white hats with like the name of the college team, and people would just get Cox. That, or they'd get the Fordham University and it would just say FU.
The Gamecocks. Yeah. Dawn Staley, she was classy AF. She did her post-game. She did an interview before she even left the court and was like, I apologize to Flau'jae Johnson. I apologize to basketball. Like, this was a bad look. This is not what you want to see. Very sorry. Won't happen again. Meanwhile, LSU coach Kim Mulkey, who is kind of a piece of shit. I love the sparkly jacket
right?
She wears. What?
Historically.
Yeah,
she's kind of a piece of shit, right?
She's a problem. She was Brittany Griner's coach at LSU, and Brittany Griner has since talked about that. And the thing she brings up is that she wasn't really allowed to come out when she was at Baylor, because Baylor is in Texas, and the Baylor coaching staff, she says, at least gave her the impression that it would be frowned upon within the university if she was to come out as gay. And so they kind of just didn't let her. And then when she talked about that in interviews, Kim Mulkey tried to get the ESPN reporter she talked to fired because she thought that reporter like tricked Brittany Griner into saying
To
that.
being gay.
Yeah. And Brittany Griner had to be like, no, that's just how I felt. That's just the words I said. So Kim Mulkey, she's kind of a piece of trash.
I hate that.
She comes out in her post-game interview and was like, yeah, you hate to see that. I just wish she would have tried it with Angel Reese instead. And it's like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's like, for starters, push Angel Reese instead is just a weird take. It's just a weird fucking take for a head coach.
Was that after or before Dawn did her like very gracious? Oh my God, how embarrassing.
After.
So embarrassing.
And
Like,
she
this
doubled
is an
down on it
embarrassing
today, by the
person.
way.
She
Yeah,
did?
yeah, she
in an
doubled
interview, she just said, I am who I am. I'm not apologizing for it. And we're like, no, we know that.
Yeah.
I love how she's like, try that with Angel Reese. And that lady's like, I would have killed her too. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Angel Reese is like doing her, and she's like, wait, what? Who?
Angel Reese is like, I've only played like 2 games this season. I can't afford to lose any of these.
I would prefer not to be involved.
And it's also just factually inaccurate because I think Camila Cardoso would murder Angel Reese. Like,
I don't think a lot of people would put up much of a fight against her, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, there's Big, and then there's Camila Cardoso Big. If she punched Jeff, I'd be nervous for Jeff.
I would also be nervous.
Like, she's so much taller than even Jeff. Like, not so much, but
She's
like,
a good
imagine
3.5 inches taller than me. Yeah.
Imagine a woman taller than Jeff. What?
That sounded so like
Jeff's not that tall.
Imagine, if you will, a
Yeah.
woman taller than Jeff.
Oh, she's pretty.
Camila Cardoso.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
big. She's pretty.
Yeah, she's from Brazil. That one of the things that sucks about this, she had not seen her family since she was 15 because she left Brazil to play basketball in the United States. And you're not going to believe this, but her family back in Brazil ain't rich. So she had just not seen them since she left at 15. And South Carolina flew them out for this game. So the first time her family sees her play basketball in the United States, she starts a fight and gets kicked out of the game. But at least it happened way at the end of the game. So that part is fine.
She should have been fighting, like, she should have been holding dudes up.
Yeah.
Fighting them.
And we'll link to some other videos in the show notes. The thing about, she should have pushed Angel Reese instead. There's a video I'll link to where in that game, Angel Reese was like trying to get really physical with Camila Cardoso.
Gonna post up on her.
And she's just laughing. And apparently at one point, because you can't hear what they're saying, but there's like lip readers who get on shit like this all the time. And apparently Angel Reese says something to her and Camila Cardoso is laughing and says, bring it. And Angel Reese goes, I'm bringing it. And Camila Cardoso says, oh, I love that. That's great. I love that so much.
Oh, that's so cute for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're bringing it already? That's adorable.
I love that
look
for
at you bringing it.
Oh, cute.
Totes
And then
fresh.
And then she taps the 6'3" woman on the head
Yeah.
because she still towers over her.
Angel Reese does look like she's the kind of person that would, from what we've seen from her behavior,
Climb her like a tree.
She'd go for the knees.
Yeah. She'd lead pipe you in the knee for sure.
Chop block you down.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd take her out.
Speaking of Angel Reese, though, she had arguably the best reaction to this fight. There's video out there of her reaction, and it can best be summed up as, I don't have time for this shit. She sees this fight start and just turns around and goes back and sits on the bench. And there were so many people who saw that video and were like, she's being a bad teammate. Motherfuckers, she is being the best teammate because doing that meant she got to stay in the game. She's LSU's best player. She's not suspended for the first round of the NCAA tournament.
You know who says that that's being a bad teammate? People that peaked in high school.
Yeah.
That is the most peaked in high school fucking statement you could ever make.
Yeah.
Her going and sitting down and not joining the fight is normal. That's what you should do. That's not.
Seems like it
People
might
were
be
like, my
aggressive.
boy's in a fight. I'm going to fight him too. It's like, what is happening? What? Like choosing to pick the thing you've worked your entire life for over some idiotic brawl is the move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
you're right.
absolutely did the right thing.
Peaked in high school vibes is absolutely
That
You know what I would have done? Nothing, because you would have never played college basketball, you fucking nothing.
yeah.
That said, Angel Reese did the right thing in that moment. But she's also probably a huge part of why this fight started. There's 2 other videos I linked to that are both from this game. Not long before the fight started, there's a moment where they're both under South Carolina's basket, and Camila Cardoso goes up for a rebound. And when she comes back down, Angel Reese just grabs her hair and yanks the back of her head down. And
I don't think
then
you're allowed to do that.
you're not. The refs just didn't see it. And then there is another video where she basically Draymond Greens Camila Cardoso and does that thing where she's pretending she's moving her arms in a basketball way, and she really just forearms Cardoso in the face.
Oh,
So Angel Reese did the right thing when that fight started, but also she did a lot to start that fight too.
I don't think anybody's saying that Angel Reese isn't kind of a piece of shit. I mean, we've seen it. She's also very talented, and
Yeah,
that creates fans, especially in Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's how you sell
She's-
jerseys down into Bayou.
wait,
Oh, so
What?
you're not gonna highlight the comment telling me I made a good point, Jeff. I see
Adam,
how it works.
Coffee
Nice.
Pop Monster says, thank you about Angel Reese. I manage a bar and I had to tell about a dozen dipshits that she's being a good teammate. Vindication.
Yeah, best teammate. Absolutely.
I don't like that he has power over this. I do not like it.
I mean, I can take it away. I
Yeah.
probably won't
It's
because
too late.
Then why don't you give it to me too?
huh?
Why don't you give it to me too? I
This
won't
was all-
highlight
this
comments. I
all has
just
to
Sorry, my
do with the
headphones
thing.
dropped.
Here you go,
What?
Kim.
What's that say?
There you go.
what if I just left? What if I just
Turn to
left
the
and you guys
bottom,
didn't
press
hear
the
from me in 5 business days?
5
This,
business
the
days.
only reason I have this ability is because Adam and I have been trying to do remote breaks, and so he had to give me permission to do stuff on here.
Well, my ego does not like it.
Start buying sports cards, bro. Start opening them on camera.
I will
So-
buy some baseball cards with you guys.
Whatever the case, all I want in life is for LSU and South Carolina to play again in the NCAA tournament. I need to see that again. Oh man.
They're gonna bring it into ludicrous throw them bows.
Yeah.
Hey, if
Ooh, bitch.
so, we're not allowed to pick the same teams on the bracket, or we all can pick
You-
whatever
of
we
course
want.
you can. Yeah. Yeah. You can pick whichever team because we're not going to pick the 64 same or the 32 winners in the first bracket.
I understand.
Yeah. So they all get different. So like the odds are you're not going to have the 4 teams that you picked in the final 4 to actually make it there. So
Well,
All
Adam and I share a brain, so who knows?
Let's talk about the
I'm
story
kidding.
I know everyone wants us to talk about. It's been all over the sports media. People know me. They know what kind of subjects interest me the most. Let's talk about Iditarod 2024.
hell
Yes.
yeah.
I Googled that before I continued with the notes, and then I was like, what is happening?
So the Iditarod, by the way, is not just a fancy sled dog race. It's a race that our friend John Gorley of Portugal the Man's parents used to do professionally.
Yeah, my grandfather used to go watch it every year in Alaska.
Yeah.
And also, with all due respect to all of them, the Iditarod should fucking end.
Yeah, it
It's-
sounds
Bad thing. It's a very bad thing.
pretty abusive. It's abusive.
It's like, I know it's like up there with horse racing, greyhound racing, all of that shit. There is no good reason.
Like, we have enough things we exploit and make money off of. Can we stop doing it to the animals? You know, like
Yeah.
I
I think it's important to note that the animals that they use. Granted, there are tragedies that do happen in there with animals, but like a husky's dream job is to sprint through the snow. Like that's legitimately a thing they absolutely
Yeah,
like to do.
yeah, sure. But there are other ways to do it that don't like kill dogs.
Yeah.
Sure, but I
Many
mean,
other ways, thousands of ways, one may argue.
I get it,
Yeah.
Jeff. You stand the fucking Iditarod.
No, it's not,
fine.
but it's just like, I don't know. It's a lot safer having a sled dog than having the fucking husky that my parents had that got hit by a car because it likes to fucking run away and it ran
That is
through a
not
place.
that is not safer for huskies in general. There's way
Yeah.
more huskies in the Iditarod than chasing cars.
Oh, someone
Like,
said they love me. Highlight that. I love you too, small beat. Sorry.
Like this, it really is. I mean, I don't know, whatever. The Iditarod's great. And Dallas Seavey is the fucking GOAT, probably. He's won this fucking animal rights disaster 6 times now. So he must be the best.
He's goated.
The Iditarod, for people who don't know, it's a sled dog race in Alaska that I'm sure, like Jeff said, the dogs fucking love. What's not to love about getting whipped repeatedly by the person you trust the most while you run through the snow for 10 days? I'm being dramatic. Seavey finished the race in 9 days, 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 8 seconds. So it wasn't a whole 10 days. The race covers 1,000 miles of Alaskan wilderness. You win a life-changing $55,000 if you win. What the fuck? That doesn't even seem sort of worth it.
No.
Because, and I know what people are going to say. Oh, I don't know, 10 days work for $55,000.
That's
It's not 10 days work. It's the whole year.
You
Yeah,
think you took 10 days off
for the Iditarod? No.
Took 10 days off from your office job so you could just go up and casually win the Iditarod?
Yeah, and probably break even on expenses. Fuck that. As you'd expect, animal rights groups hate this race, and I would argue that's justified. 3 dogs died during this year's race, for the record.
Pronounced 3 Dog Night, Adam.
A 4th was injured, but is expected to recover, and that leads to the next wildest part of the story. The fourth dog injured was Falou, who was one of Dallas Seavey's dogs, and Falou was injured by a moose. At one point during the race, Seavey and his team of dogs happened upon a moose and became entangled with it. Entangled to the point that Dallas Seavey had to shoot and kill that moose right there on the Iditarod Trail to keep it from killing or injuring him and his dogs both. Meanwhile, that moose is like, motherfucker, no one asked you to race through my house. That's you. Like, I actually should be killing you.
Yeah. You ever see a moose? They're fucking massive.
A moose will fuck you up, and I love it.
Megafauna, baby. They are like
so cute.
Like you don't realize how big a moose is until you're like in a truck and you see it towering over you and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Until its hoof is crushing down towards your forehead.
Yeah.
That's when you realize how big a moose is. And so he had to kill the moose. And I know that sounds extreme and like what must be a first in sports, but no. You see, with the Iditarod, because animals live there and we have to race dogs through there, sometimes those animals get a little peeved and attack the racers and the dogs. And so we have to do the humane thing and fucking smoke those animals when that happens.
I hate this story. I hate it.
I do too.
It makes me Jeff, I don't know why you're like, this is fine. Like,
Well,
you seem like you're not.
It's because we have friends whose parents did it.
No, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
about
who
that.
cares?
I
This is
don't care about
awful.
that at all. No, I mean, I'll add like, I mean, it's technically like, isn't it all like always moose hunting season or something? And like, I'm not saying it's okay to just kill the animals, but it's not like when you kill them because of the inconvenience of it. Like, we're going to find out that they use the animal, or we don't, but
that
animal that they shoot, yes.
Well, with a moose, yes, but they'll kill any animal that attacks. There's just a difference in that with a moose or a buffalo. If you kill a buffalo during the Iditarod, you have to stop and gut that animal right there on the trail. Not only that, but
Imagine
the racers behind you have to stop and cannot pass you until you have gutted that animal. And it is because they want to save the meat and distribute it so people can eat it. But also, at the same time, even if we're not talking a moose, let's say a bear. Let's say a bear attacks this team of sled dogs. Why did the bear do it? Is it because it's a bad bear?
No.
Or is it because we're fucking around where that bear lives for entertainment reasons? Like,
I mean, yeah, I get it. I understand. I don't necessarily particularly think it's as cruel as it's being pushed as. I just don't.
Why? Why don't you think that's cruel? A bear's just hanging out in its home, natural habitat, minding its own business.
Fucking hanging out in Chavez Ravine before they were displaced. Like,
yeah, that's also bad. Both things can be bad. We can all. We can.
Are you trying to cancel Dodger Stadium?
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, I would love to cancel Dodger Stadium, but
yeah,
that is not a fair comparison. It's not like at the beginning of every baseball season, the Dodgers bury another Mexican community.
Yeah.
They refresh the dogs every year at the Iditarod.
No,
and then they kill several animals every year because they're in their way of their little entertainment sport game.
I don't know. Yeah, Randy Johnson exploded a bird when it flew in front of his pitch. Like, shit.
That's also different. That's so different.
But like, hunting is a sport, for God's sake. Fishing is a sport. Why are okay, we should stop fishing as a sport because the fish get hurt.
No, one's saying you should stop hunting. I'm saying you should stop doing the fucking Iditarod. That's not hunting.
I get it, but like if that's the case, then like outdoorsman sports in general, like there are a lot of like other competitions that involve if a bear fucking attacks you, here's how to blast it in the face with something.
Do they involve? All right, man, whatever.
Like 9 dogs that also get injured and killed.
Iditarod rules. It's so good.
Why? It's a weird hill to die on. I'm curious.
It's crazy that there are only 2 ways you can be on this, which is the Iditarod is the greatest thing of all time, which I'm clearly saying, or the Iditarod is the worst thing of all time, which is what you two are saying. Or, hear me out, there might be a little bit of room in the gray area to understand that it's not as black and white as it's being presented right now.
I agree. The Iditarod should be done with robots.
Fuck yeah, man. Let's do that. Could you
imagine? We're not going to fucking agree on the goddamn Iditarod.
I don't
care about the fucking Iditarod. I just think it's crazy that someone had to gut a moose and that moose got punched in the nose before that. But let's fucking
and that 3 dogs died.
This might be because I come from a fucking hunting family. And like that's
it's not hunting.
I'm from Colorado.
Hunting.
I'm not saying that it's hunting. I'm saying I understand the concept of like
the entertainment and animals getting hurt for entertainment.
I don't fucking do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't run the Iditarod and I wouldn't go fucking hunting. I'm just saying I understand why people do that and I understand the parts of it.
I understand why people do dog fighting.
Oh,
bad thing though.
Still bad. Yeah, you can see a perspective,
like a cultural thing.
You can see a perspective without agreeing with it. You can see. I can see the Iditarod perspective on why they do it. I still don't think it's right. I think it's bad. It is funny. This is a very passionate. We are all fighting quite a bit on every single.
It is a passionate episode, as Oliver is saying right in here.
I love Oliver.
I'm just
Mike
saying,
Tyson is fighting Jake Paul in July.
He is.
Can we drop Mike Tyson already?
He's the half of that you want to drop, Mike Tyson? What's wrong with Mike Tyson?
He went to jail and he did pay his.
Yeah, I'm not getting into that with you. Okay. I can't get into that with you. But all right, we'll Mike Tyson. He's 60. Let's move on from him.
Ex-convict Mike Tyson. How about that?
Theo Von brings him to the ring.
I don't want to talk about that with you, but that great. Ex-convict Mike Tyson is fighting on Netflix. Are you going to watch this?
No, I don't watch TV anymore. I don't watch sports. I'm not watching the Mike Tyson fight. I'm not.
Wait, what? You do watch TV?
No,
We
I
watch
don't.
TV
Not
together.
anymore. Not after this episode. No, I'm not watching the Mike Tyson fight.
Did this episode break you?
A little bit. I'm actually
Really?
not going to watch this. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I was like, I don't want to break you. You're my moral compass.
Mike Tyson, like from what I hear, like there's a rumor that they're wearing like bigger gloves and head protectors, which is essentially going to make it like a sparring match. And
Adam, do you not
either
think
way,
we're going to watch this together? I feel like we might.
I don't know. As long as we don't have to pod about it. But
Wait, are
We're
you
podding
really
about it
bummed
now.
out? I don't want to bum you out. I would like you to be.
out. I got signed out of the notes. It's fine. I didn't have anything to say.
You got
about
signed
that.
out of the notes?
It happens every time we record this podcast. It's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in the notes right now.
Yeah, I got signed out. Me.
Well, that's not fair.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah,
love
Jake
you.
Paul's fighting Mike Tyson. It's stupid. Like
Jake Paul's 27?
like against all odds, this is the Jake Paul fight where I'm like, okay, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson, there was a press conference the other day. He walked in on a fucking cane.
Mike
And
Tyson?
Yes.
like
we're
a Willy Wonka thing where he's gonna like roll over and then uppercut Jake
And, like,
Paul's head off.
We're supposed and these
How
fucking
did this come to be? Was Mike Tyson like, I still could fight the young guys? And the one young guy was like, all right, let's fight. And Mike Tyson's like, all right, but we need bigger helmets and bigger gloves.
It's-
And I need money for it.
I'll tell you how it came to be, and this is how most of Mike Tyson's fights have always come to be. He makes a lot of money off of them. Like a lot of money.
Okay.
Like, so it came to be where like Jake Paul's been doing all these weird exhibition fights, and I'm sure that they were all talking about it because they have a relationship with each other, I believe. Right? Didn't Mike like help train him or something? Or
yeah.
that was Ngannou I was thinking of, right? Or it was Jake Paul, but like they were probably like, I'll fucking do it. Like,
Boy,
it's
did
essentially-
Ngannou get his fucking world rocked the other day. So much for him being a actual boxer. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Anyway, go on.
But it's just one of those things where they probably were just talking about it and they're like, we could make a lot of money for a televised sparring session. And
They will.
that ego, like Tyson sort of doesn't have that ego. All the awful stuff he used to say, even afterwards, he would be like, yeah, you needed a villain and more people paid, you know, like I made more money because I was saying awful things. Like, yeah, make him the hero, make me the bad guy. We'll make a lot of money doing that. So it's clearly Tyson being like, yeah, I'm still in great shape. Like if you watch training videos of him now, I wouldn't fight him. Like he's pretty fucking dominant. So, you know, it's not like he hasn't been working. Obviously he's not in the same shape as a 27-year-old man, but you know,
I might watch this.
yeah,
I don't watch fight. Hey,
it's Netflix. It's not exactly like pay-per-view.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it's Netflix, I might watch it. But like, isn't that why who fought Pat? Was it him that fought Pacquiao a couple of years ago, like 10 years ago, where it was like a big deal and then it ended very quickly? And it was like, oh, this was built up for nothing.
I think you're thinking of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Yes, that's the one. That's like
Oh,
the only
that's-
fight I've ever watched that
that's-
I wasn't bartending during.
That wasn't fast. That was a great fight, unless you're
Yeah.
a casual who wants to see people get brain damage. That was an amazing fight.
Yeah, that was
Oh, I don't know.
really
I was
good.
watching in a backyard with a bunch of Eagle fans, and they all were
A lot of-
upset.
A lot of
Oh, you were
toothless
probably
people-
all busy talking about Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce.
Are you looking up the notes now, or are you upset?
Well, I opened the notes on my phone
Oh,
because
okay.
I want to read this fucking quote from Mike Tyson. I'm very much looking forward to stepping into the ring with Jake Paul. He's grown significantly as a boxer over the years. So it will be a lot of fun to see what the will and ambition of a kid can do with the experience of a goat. Get it, kid, goat.
That's
Oh
good.
yeah.
Also, is Mike Tyson the goat?
No.
No.
No. Here's
Lennox
quote-
Lewis
That was
was and always has been a better fighter than Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was just a much more explosive fighter.
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson was an anomaly. And if Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson at 6'3", I might actually say he probably would have been the GOAT.
Yeah.
But
Oh, he's pretty little too, isn't he?
he's like 5'10".
I'm
Little
taller
too-
than Mike Tyson.
Little till he hits you in the goddamn face.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah, until he shatters your life.
Yeah.
That was a good impersonation. I was impressed. Did you practice it, or is it always in your back pocket?
It's just
Always there, baby.
always been there. All right, here's a quote from Jake Paul. Promotion, promotion, promotion. If I'm being honest, it don't need that. The biggest fight of the 21st century? No, it's not.
Nope.
In the biggest NFL stadium in the U.S., MetLife has a higher listed capacity. AT&T Stadium has a higher capacity because Jerry Jones will put life-threatening bleachers in there if the situation calls for it. MetLife is a bigger stadium, and the NFL is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there because there are several college stadiums that are way bigger.
Doesn't the Rose Bowl hold like 32,000 more?
Michigan's stadium holds, I think, 120,000 people.
Yeah, I think the
Something
Rose
like
Bowl is like 109 or something like
Yeah,
that.
Michigan. I believe Michigan and Penn State are the two biggest in the country because Penn State has to have room to put all the abused kids
Yeah.
and all the people who still vouch for that school, even though they entertained a child sex scandal cover up for like 15 years. It's fine.
Yeah.
Go Pa.
Joe Pa, Grandpa Joe.
So
God, I forgot about that.
Back to the quote. Now I fucked it all up with my notes. Here we go. Broadcast live on the biggest streaming platform in the world. That part is true. Netflix is the biggest. That's the MVP way. Jake Paul. I am as excited about this as I was when Michael Jordan went to the Wizards.
So not excited at all.
No, it feels like that to me. Like Mike Tyson, he doesn't need this. Even if he needs the money, fucking
Do a commercial.
grill, man.
Yeah, do regular stuff that people your age do.
Make a juicer.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he did regular stuff that regular people his age always did, he would have never been the asterisk GOAT, not the GOAT. You know, I mean, he's competitive. I get it. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's physically the best idea for him, but also it would be funny to see a man twice the age of the guy he's fighting just cripple him with a body shot. Because I don't know if Jake Paul's ever taken a body shot.
Can we watch this together? All three of us?
I'm not going to lie. I want Jake Paul to die in this fight.
I would.
Sorry, YouTube. That's what I want. You want me to be entertained by whatever is happening on Netflix July 20th? Jake Paul must die. I'm
You
sorry.
don't want the other one to die? I'd
Mike
rather the other
Tyson?
one.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want Mike over Jake Paul. No.
I don't know. I know very little about Jake Paul.
I just want to see what would happen when Jake Paul takes a hard liver shot from Mike.
Do you all want to watch it together? This will be the second fight I've ever watched without bartending.
I mean, you could do a lot worse for a second fight than Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I mean, I guess if we have to watch it, I'll watch it.
Do you want to come to my apartment? And
Oh, I don't have a driver's
No,
license.
you're gonna have to drive to San Pedro, pal.
you
Yeah.
don't have a driver's license? Have we gone over this before?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Then we'll
It's all
drive
good,
to
baby.
we'll drive to
We'll
San
bring
Pedro.
cards. We'll open them up. It'll be a little fun time.
Oh, we can get Buffy baseball cards.
That's not a thing. They don't have Buffy baseball cards.
Yes, they do. I have a few packets of my own.
He has never played baseball.
She is not a baseball player.
This is what I call the cards.
That's a lie. It's not true.
Starting center on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Go.
Giles.
I
See?
don't know.
No one knows who their center is. So
Jeff knew right away.
I know that I know the thing people really probably wanted us to talk about on this episode was the fact that Aaron Rodgers is going to be our next vice president.
Oh God, kill me. Fucking kill me. Kill me.
Don't
Kill me.
worry. We're going to talk about that on the next You Don't Even Like This Show. The three of us will. Here's the thing, preview. I actually find this very scary. I
Same.
find the prospect of Aaron Rodgers in office every bit as terrifying and possible as Trump.
Same.
The difference with Aaron Rodgers is he's young enough to be around for a long time, and he's probably got CTE. And
Are you sure?
And man, I would take an 80-year-old in office over a 40-something with CTE any fucking day. Aaron Rodgers will get us fucking nuked if he becomes our president.
Yeah.
At some
He'll
point.
be like, you got the president of China must be on Epstein's list.
Yeah. And yeah, Small Beat points out, especially since Kennedys are prone to dying in office. Amen. That's the last fucking thing we need is Kennedy winning this election. And then he gets goddamn January 6th by an angry mob. And now Aaron fucking Rodgers is our president. I think that would, because I know people are like, if that happened, I would move. Like people said that about George Bush. If he wins, I'm going to move to another country. No, you didn't. This.
That's what I said about Trump too.
Alec Baldwin just got 30 Rock instead.
Yeah. This, maybe. I might get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we'll do that. One last question, because we do want to know, and I think this is a good question because Kim is in that. But Kim, Coffee Pot Monster is asking, do fight nights suck when you bartend? Always worked at places that purposely didn't show them, and I've heard nothing but bad things about it.
What's interesting about that is yeah and no. When we made the fight, when I worked at this bar and they made the fight free, yes, the worst people came in. But if we just made it $5, like literally $5 cover to get in, the crowd was better and they tipped well. It was always a crazy night, but so you always made money, but it was always rough. And then the cover is illegal here, so they had to do do something around
like
with the wording.
They know how
you're buying a drink ticket, but it's really you're paying the cover to come in.
I will add that in public, MMA fans and UFC fans in general might be the worst group of people that are ever lumped together in a crowd. It's like if Raiders fans, but Raiders was the entire sport.
Yeah. Fight fans, they tip though. Like the fight fans, if they're like the classy fight fans, they
which
tip.
Sport doesn't tip.
It's specific teams actually. So it's like for years I wouldn't root for the Lakers and I still won't, but because their fans, the Laker fans as a whole.
How about Clippers fans?
Yeah, because they're the same people. The non-tipping Laker Clipper fans, they'll just like bop back and forth depending on which team is doing better. Like the same people would come into the sports bar wearing Clippers when the Lakers are failing, being like, well, I'm still from LA. So Laker Clippers. Dodger fans, and Raider fans.
Dodgers fans don't tip.
Yeah.
They seem such good people.
Like good-hearted people.
Yeah.
They certainly wouldn't assault you in a parking lot.
Oh, Cowboy fans are also bad tippers. You know who does tip really well? Philadelphia fans.
Oh.
Yeah, they paid my rent for like 10 years and brought me to the Super Bowl.
The problem is they keep whipping rolls of quarters at Kim as the tip.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even remotely true. They like literally like hilarious. I'm not Santa Claus. I'm sorry. Do I have to and everything?
I just reject watching sports in bars in general. It is absolutely not my vibe. For one, I like to be able to focus. Two, I hate like raucous dude energy. There are few things I hate more in life than a really loud, obnoxious dude in my presence. I will take
right here.
I will take a fucking.
I'll laugh at that.
I will take an entire bridal party, 10 of them, drunk off their asses over one drunk, obnoxious dude in the bar.
Thank you for the qualifier.
Like you're not that loud. Like I'm not joking. I wouldn't fucking hang out with you if you were one of the people I'm describing. Like dudes don't do it for me. I don't like them. I fucking like them. I've almost exclusively worked with women.
Yeah,
Jeff.
We're way better. Women are way better.
Women are so much better. You
and
kidding
all,
me?
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you. This is why you're my moral compass.
Except Jason Kelsey. He's my favorite man of all time. So that's our episode.
So mad about that.
That is our episode. No, I've just come to the other side. Jason
Thank
Kelsey.
you for seeing the light, Adam.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna go watch Jason Kelsey highlights after this.
I'm gonna go watch Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox?
Fletcher Cox? Oh.
Is that his name? I can't remember.
Oh, we didn't really let me get to it, but Jason Kelsey got the teary-eyed press conference. Fletcher Cox got the video reel of highlights. Where's Jason Kelsey's?
He's not as loved.
He's not as interesting to watch because no one cares about offensive linemen. All right.
Had to get that last word in.
I did.
You got
That's our episode. I think we did it. What do we have to plug?
Real quick, we're all good and happy with each other. No one's in a fight. That was a passionate.
No.
Yeah, I definitely get in actual fights over podcasts. That's my whole vibe.
I just don't want to lose any sleep tonight. That's all. You're my moral
Well,
compass.
you're both mad at you, Kim.
Yeah.
You're always mad at me. I'm more worried that Adam is mad at me.
I'm not mad. It's a podcast.
I know I'm kidding. Half kidding.
You
I
could
love you.
yes and him a little bit better, Kim.
What do we have to plug before we get out of here? You could buy shirts at youdon'tshow.link/shop, but you won't. But you could go do that. Also, I don't know. Follow us on Instagram at YouDon'tSports. What else do we have to plug?
Kim?
You go first, Jeff.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a lot of podcasts. Jeff Has Cool Friends. Ugh, fine. Patreon co-exclusive with Kim Crawl, as well as Nerd with Dre and Jeff. All those available at patreon.com/Jeff May for early access to uncensored episodes or exclusives. The whole thing. I also open packs of cards, sometimes with Adam over on You Don't Even Like Sports Cards on this very YouTube channel, which is very exciting. I also do them on mine, which is at Hey There Jeffro. I also do Tom and Jeff Watch Batman on Gamefully Unemployed. I do so much stuff with Adam. It's gross. I love him. He's the worst.
love
And
Adam
then,
too.
of course, Blast from the Past, the only California State Senate approved show in Southern California.
I bet that's not true.
At Blast from the Past on Magnolia in Burbank, California. Second Friday of every month.
Kim, what do you got to plug?
I don't know. I don't know why I always want him to go first because then I'm like, oh well, I just have this.
Oh,
I don't
anymore.
know. I think there's some people still.
No, there
here.
are. We still have 17 people watching.
Where
There
are
was
we able to see this?
175 before that.
Really?
No.
Oh,
Kim,
Right
what do you
about
got to plug?
Follow me on Instagram at Kim Crawl. I'm posting on TikTok, but that apparently is probably going to go away pretty soon.
Good.
Oh, I love TikTok. And I have Crawl Space every Wednesday. One came out today. Just Kim Crawl Space, or Crawl Space. I'm nervous. KRALSPACE. So my last name space. I wrote a book, Confessions of a Recovering Party Girl, if you want to read that. And I think that's it. I don't know. I don't have the speech down. We're doing great.
And let's get the fuck out of here. Kim, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Jeff, say goodbye.
You got the Jason Kelsey rookie card, everybody.
I wonder what that's worth in a Gem Mint 10. Probably like $35.
Gem Mint Goat.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you.
Bye. We love you.
I love
Bye,
you.
stream.
Bye, stream. You piss stream.